Allow me to introduce to our expert facilitator for today, Ms. Preeti Manan. She is a self-directed, enthusiastic educator with a passionate commitment to student development and learning experience. She is skilled in design of challenging, enriching, and innovative activities that address the diverse interests and needs of students in understandable manner. To sensitize students to a human society through education, she is a committed educator who is passionate about educating students to engage in their learning. And also she has conducted many sessions on yoga and mental health, not just for the student, for the teachers, even for the individuals as well. And through that, she is trying to create a positive environment for each and every individual so that they can work on a maximum level by keeping themselves calm and stress-free. So without any further delay, I welcome our today's expert facilitator, Ms. Preeti Menon ma'am. Preeti ma'am, all yours, a warm welcome from all of our teachers.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, sir. And thank you, everyone, for coming here, for attending the session. And I hope that all your queries will be solved. I'll try my best to solve all your queries. So I am Preeti Manan, and today we'll be talking about yoga and mental health activities for school children, for elementary school children. As sir has already told, from the age group of 6 to 12 years we'll be talking about. So first of all, we'll be talking about yoga and mental health. So we have also talked earlier also that what is mental health. So just 2 to 3 responses quickly can I get? What is the importance of yoga on mental health? We know mental health. So how yoga can impact on our mental health? कैसे योगा का impact हो सकता है? How yoga can impact our mental health? Yes, it can provide us relaxation, right? So it provides us with relaxation, with this, it provides relaxation to each and everyone, to us and even the students. Fresh mind, right? Rejuvenates us, right? Rejuvenates our mind and body both. So can we also talk about some of the issues, some of the concerns which the school children face? Replenish with fresh energy. Okay, ma'am. Session is not showing in the link. So sir will take care of that. Stress level, right? It reduces our stress level. And yes, so these days, what are the problems which children are facing? Stress, right? What kind of stress? Sometimes we feel that children are too young to be stressful. Like, what is the stress they have? We have so many responsibilities, so we have the stress. So what do they have? So what kind of stress we think children have? After the COVID pandemic also, it has been a great change in their lives when they have come to school now. We are also experiencing different kind of students. Learning stress, academic stress for the children, right? They're facing learning stress, academic stress, stress of going to school also, a new kind of a stress have started emerging. Fear of exams they have. Any other personal, social, emotional issues? Hormonal changes, right? To some extent, these days we can have children in the age group of 6 to 12 also, they have hormonal changes. So great. Now, I know that all of you have a fair idea because all of you are dealing with the children from a very long time. So let us move. We all know what is mental health. So mental health is an emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So we talk about our emotions also, our psychology, our mental health, and our social well-being, how we interact in these three ways. So it impacts the feelings and the way minds work, which in turn influences the way individuals also interact with peers and the world around. As we have said that how we interact, social interaction. So what is a mental illness? So a mental illness or mental health disorder is delay or disruption in developing age appropriate things. So the children, what they are doing, what they're developing, how they're developing, if we can see some inappropriate, some sudden change in that, then that can be a signal of a mental health disorder. So these problems are distressing to children and disrupt their ability to function well at home, in school, or in other social situations also. So what causes mental illness in children? As we have talked about, many causes are there. There are social causes, academic causes are there. And how can we see what can be the symptoms? All of you can talk about what can be the symptoms if there is a friend or a loved one. How can we identify that the person is facing some emotional issue, is not well mentally, feeling anxious, worried, depressed, unhappy, emotional outbursts, sudden quietness or withdrawal? Sorry. So changes in weight or appetite, feeling guilty or worthlessness, changes in behaviors or feelings. These can be some of the causes. These can be some of the symptoms. And what can be the causes? Inconsistent friends group, changes in the friends group, extreme hyperactivity, loss of appetite, excessive fear and worrying of anything, of their friends, peer pressure can be there, or studies pressure, pressure of exams, obsession over weight, sudden weight changes, visible and prolonged sadness. So these are some of the signs and symptoms of some mental problems in the children. So we need to talk about children's mental health. So we always, in NEP, a National Education Policy also, we talk as a very general term about the mental health. But we should be very specific and we should understand the mental health of children. We as teachers, educators, teacher leaders, school leaders, each one of us have this responsibility to talk about mental health with the children. So schools have this prime responsibility. So psychological needs of the students should be fulfilled by the schools also, not only just by psychologists, counselors, or mental health professionals, but schools, teachers, and all the stakeholders involved in the school have this responsibility. So how can we encourage the children to to do self-care and just focus on their mental health? Share your own feelings to encourage self-awareness. We can ask them to share their feelings to encourage self-awareness and set aside time for low stress or solo activities. We can ask them to keep a time for some activities alone, find social groups that help them feel like they belong to. They should be able to belong to a particular social group, a friend group. Practice self-care for yourself to set the standard. We should ask the children to just care about themselves, just care about their own happiness as well. Establish a self-care routine, cultivate interests and hobbies, encourage the children to focus on the moment, not to think about the past or the future. Encourage journaling and diaries. Encourage them to write journals and diaries. Focus on articulating the feelings. So children in this age group also don't have just enough words to share their feelings, how they're feeling. And we should also be a person with whom the child can share the feelings comfortably. We should be always there with the children. We should not act as a teacher or as the other one. We should be like the child so that the child can share their feelings with us. Child should be able to articulate the feelings also through stories, rhymes, or through sharing our own feelings. We can tell the children that feeling something is okay and it should be expressed. So recognize toxic stress events. We can ask them to recognize those events which the child feel uncomfortable in. Self-care for the children. How can the child take care of himself? They can write whatever they're feeling in a journal, or they can draw pictures, get some rest time, do some kids yoga, read, practice gratitude. They should be thankful for whatever they have, eat healthy. 10 ways to calm down, which we can ask children to perform. Breathe in and out slowly 10 times. You can squeeze a stress ball whenever they are stressed. Take a break and get a drink of water. Talk to a grown up. Hug someone. Draw a picture about something which you are uncomfortable about. Write about your feelings. They can do some stretches. Think of something happy. Read a magazine or a book. They can also create their own calm down box. We can help the children in creating a calm down box in which they can keep some things, like something to fidget, nuts, bowls, something to play with whenever they get sad, they can play with the things. So calm down box should have the things which the child loves the most. Something to smell, some beautiful smelling scents, scented play-doh, anything which the child feels good about, something to squeeze, like stress ball can be there, a pillow of their favorite stuffed toy can be there in it, something to listen to. They can be a calming music CD, an audio book. There can be some noise reducing earmuffs in it, something to look at. They can keep their favorite book in it, a favorite picture, a favorite drawing which they have drawn, some visual reminders, some pictures about their family members whom they love, something to chew. So they can keep their anything chewable jewelry, it can be chewable gum, a vibrating toothbrush, anything which they feel happy about. So any 4 to 5 things they can keep in a calm down box. And whenever they're sad or angry, we can ask them to just open their box and just play with the things and reduce their anger. So yoga for school children. So this age group is transitioning from being a toddler to a school kid. So still, they love to explore their bodies. They're still small enough and they have a lot of curiosity. So they just enjoy yoga. So the purpose can change because some are curious. Some children can use it like for therapy. If you are sad, they can use it. Okay, if I'm sad, I can do this. They can start understanding that we can manage different emotions through these small exercises. So children who play different sports can also come to yoga at this age to gain more flexibility and strength. So what can be some of the benefits of yoga? As we have already told that it can be relaxation, reduces depression, increases the energy, improves balance, cultivates mindfulness, improves digestion, increases strength, improves productivity, betters academic performance, boosts their immune system. So now we'll be talking about some of the relaxation exercises. So teaching children how to relax their own body and mind is incredibly valuable for them. So how we can ask them to manage their own emotions first by relaxing. When the children relax, they're able to manage their emotions in a better way. So yoga is just not for body, it is also for mind. And if we relax, we control our body and mind, we can control our actions and think in a controlled way. So what can be some of the breathing exercises? So breathing exercises helps a lot, many benefits. They can help us in feeling calm. We can ask the children to perform them whenever they're sad. They can perform them. It clears our mind. It helps our brain in working in a better way. So there are more benefits also. It overall increases a balance in our body, a balance of different kinds of hormones also. And also when we breathe fully, our lungs also expand. And at this time, when we are facing a lot of problems due to corona, and other such like respiratory disorders. There are sinus, asthma, many disorders are going on because there's a lot of pollution. So these breathing exercises can help them in developing the breathing rate, opening up their lungs and increasing their lung capacity also. So we can perform this belly breathing with them. They can sit or they can lie down if we have enough space. They can keep a favorite toy or just their hand on their belly. And when they breathe in, their belly should expand. And when they breathe out, it should contract and move it. So it will automatically slow down the heart rate, help them calm and relax. We can help them perform this after the lunch break, after they come from sports period. So it boosts energy levels also and also gives relaxation also. And it gives enough air to our lungs. So this breathing the children mostly do when they sleep. So it also helps in digesting food or resting. It increases awareness of the breath also. So there are some other breathing also. Once the children know how to breathe from their stomach, we can ask them to perform this stop sign breathing. We can put the stop sign. We can ask them to breathe in as they move their finger from the sign, hold, breathe out, breathe in, hold their breath, breathe out. Similarly, star also, we can ask them. Firstly, we can move from concrete to abstract. Firstly, we can keep these signs or pictures in front of the children, and slowly and gradually we can ask them to just abstractly draw it in the air and breathe in, hold, and breathe out. So similarly, triangle breaths also, we can breathe in for 3 counts, hold for 3 counts, and breathe out for 3 counts. Square breath, they can breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, and then again hold for 4 counts. So after breathing out also, we can ask them to hold for 4 counts. So mountain breathing. So all of us can also try one mountain breathing. Everyone can do that. You can raise your arms up in the air, breathe in and down, breathe out. Breathe in. As you breathe in, feel like a mountain, tall and strong, steady. And breathe out and relax. You can stand and also do this. So we can ask them, can you reach the sky? You can bring the palms together and then you have to stay strong and then breathe out. You can repeat this 5 times. Similarly, sun ray breathing. They can soften your face, relax your shoulders and form a slight smile. Now they can trace the sun rays with their fingers as they breathe in and out. Balloon breathing is similar to the belly breathing. They can breathe in, touch their belly and just feel as if their belly is blowing up like a big balloon, and breathe out, pull their belly back. Now another balloon breathing can be done with our own mouths. We can all practice it together as we can breathe in through our nose. And as we breathe out, we can feel that we are inflating a big balloon. And relax. Breathe in. Exhaling through your mouth, you have to inflate a big balloon. And relax. So it is also an exercise for our mouth. Breathing in and out, it also helps in keeping air, in exhaling it out. And children have different speech issues also. So it helps them in reducing those speech issues when they use their mouth and just perform these small little exercises. So now we can stop for some queries. Are there any queries? Any questions? Till now, you can write in.
And I can see there's no question, but yes, teachers, we will share the PPT at the end of the session. You will save the link of the PPT on your email. Okay. But if you have any questions, please do share in the chat. Ma'am, one of the teacher has asked how, like, when these activities can be done.
Yes, so these activities can be done in any part of the day because they're just learning. It's just the beginning. We are not just moving to any standardized asanas or standardized breathing practices, no standardized pranayams we are moving to. So we can do it in any point of the day. We can do it as pillars also. And similarly, if you are teaching about them about mountains, so you can ask them just stand up and let's become a mountain. We can integrate these exercises in our lessons also, and just before starting something, if we feel that we need to re-energize the children, we can use these exercises as energizers also, or for relaxing after any session. If we think that the children are tired, we can ask them to just put their heads down, sit straight, and just perform belly breathing, just relax themselves. So they can perform these exercises in any part of the day, and we can integrate them with the lessons also. Like we are doing maths, so a square has four sides. So, okay, let us do breathing also along with this. So, we have drawn a square on the blackboard and we can ask them to perform it along with it.
Ma'am, one of the teacher has also asked, can we use these during the class to calm down, like that, maintain the energy to calm
Yeah.
down?
Yes, sure. If the children are stressed or overactive or hyperactive or just want to say something, yes, we can ask them, okay, let us do this. It can definitely be used to calm down the children because they have connection with our mind, the breathing. If a breathing, we control our breath, then our mind also automatically gets control.
Yes, ma'am, you can go ahead.
Okay. So you're welcome, everyone. Let's start again. So color breathing, as our children move ahead in these exercises, we can also take them to color breathing. They can close their eyes and just image their anxiety or fear or worry as any color. And then now they can take a deep breath in, and while breathing out, they have to blow out all these worries, blow out that color out, blow that color out. Suppose they have given red color to their anger, they can breathe in, and then while breathing out, they're just throwing their anger away. Ask them just throw all the anger away as you breathe. Now they can breathe in any favorite color of theirs, a happy color, and they can keep doing this until their feelings are gone. Breathe in a good color and breathe out a bad color. They can breathe in a blue color, breathe out black color, any color which they feel good about it. They can breathe in that color, breathe out the color which they don't feel good about. So birthday cake spread, they can just hold their favorite cake, breathe in and just enjoy the smell of the cake and exhale forcefully through the mouth as they blow out the candles. So this way they have to exhale through their mouths. Dragon breaths. So dragon breaths, they can sit cross legs and then breathe in through their nose, hold for 2 seconds and breathe out through their mouth, whispering a roar as they exhale. They can breathe out forcefully and fully exhale. So just a tip is that we have to keep their exhales longer than the inhales. we all know that when we exhale in a longer duration, for a longer duration, it helps increasing, enhancing our diaphragm also, expanding our diaphragm. So we breathe more deeply when we use our diaphragm. These days, we're not breathing through our diaphragm. We just breathe through the upper part of our lungs. Just to inhale and exhale fully, we have to keep our exhales longer than our inhales. So they can also stick out their tongues, open their eyes wide, and they can perform these breaths. Breathe in, breathe out with their tongues out. They can also use their arms as dragon wings. So bunny breaths. So they have to pretend that they have cute like bunny, and they can take 3 quick inhales through their nose and then one long exhale through their mouth. So this is ocean breathing. So ocean breathing is also known as, when we just perform it in a better way, it is known as Ujjayi. So they have Ujjayi pranayam. They have to close their eyes, imagine the ocean wave, and breathe in through their nose and put their lips together and like they're blowing through a straw, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out as the ocean wave, and take out the sound of the ocean wave. So this 1 minute meditation also can be done. They can breathe in through their nose and breathe out through their mouth. Breathe in, feeling the lungs expanding. Breathe out, feeling a sense of letting. So this 1 minute meditation, we can ask them to relax and expand and relax each of their body parts. They can look up to the sky, take 3 big breaths, breathe down to the bottom of their shoes. So while breathing out, they're exhaling out all their sadness and worries. So bumblebee breath, we also call it Brahmari. They can just carefully put a finger in each ear, not inside each ear. They just have to close the earlobes. As bahar se earlobes ko they have to just press it lightly and close their eyes, breathe in through their nose, and then humming softly, they have to breathe out. Shoulder roll breath. So they have to take a deep breath in and then lift their shoulders and try to touch them to the earlobes, and then exhale and keep their shoulders down. Just one breath. They can sit in a relaxing place, breathe deeply in. They have to just notice their breath and the sounds which they hear around them, and then breathe out. Similarly, we can ask them to do a small yoga nidra also. It can be done in the end of the class. In the end, if we have some time, we can ask them to perform this. They can just close their eyes, sit down, and just listen to our voice, and we can help them scan their body. We can ask them to relax and expand and relax each part of their body. Ask them to take their attention towards different parts of their bodies and relax them. Stretch them and relax. Similarly, like same progressive muscle relaxation. Squeeze your foot for 5 seconds and then relax. Squeeze your legs for 5 seconds and relax. We can ask them to squeeze different parts, take their attention towards different parts and relax. Some mindfulness activities, we can ask them to identify their feelings, name their feelings, make different faces, identify which their feelings are, and we can ask them to accept these feelings. It's normal to feel differently, and there are different names for the feelings, but we just need to express them in a proper way. So we can ask them to flash yourself a grin whenever you are in front of the mirror. Make smiling a part of your morning routine. We can ask them to smile and have a feeling of gratitude that you have so many things, that you have a beautiful day, your lovely parents, a lovely house, and so many things to smile about. outdoor activities for mindfulness. We can ask them to perform any activity which they love, like gardening, taking a walk, watching wildlife, blowing bubbles, watching the clouds, drawing with chalk, going on a scavenger hunt, breathing mindfully, reading under a tree, walking barefoot. Some of these activities which they can do. So the turtle technique also, we can ask them whenever you're feeling sad, unhappy, angry, anxious, jealous, you have to just recognize what you're feeling and stop yourself then and there and tuck inside in your shell like a turtle. Take 3 deep breaths and then just come out when you're calm and think of a solution of the problem, any problem. Just stop and don't react at that moment. So some simple things, they can punch a pillow, take a deep breath and in and out through a straw, play with sand, hug a friend, read a book. They can do anything which helps them in relieving their anger. Emotional regulation tool, they just write out journaling. We have already read about it. You can draw, write, color or scribble, vent without focus of the outcome. They can just write and draw and listen and draw. We can ask them to draw different things. Teachers can give them instructions and ask the children to draw. And they can draw and color it any way they like. So in this way, we can also understand what the children are feeling, what their mindset is at this particular time. In the end, they can write a sentence about the picture, what they feel about it. Listen to the bell. So we can ask them to sit at a particular place, close their eyes, ring a bell. They have to focus on as the sound fades away. And when the sound is gone, they can open their eyes. So gratitude scavenger hunt, we can ask them to find out like a gratitude, a box also, a calm down box. So they can find something that makes them happy. We can ask them in the class, what all makes you happy? What's your favorite color? Find out something of your favorite color. Find out something that is soft and snuggly, that tastes good. So it is all the things that you have, so you can have a feeling of thankfulness towards them. So we can ask them to do some certain exercises also, jog in place while you sing the alphabet song, march around the room, somersault, go outside and ride your bike for 10 minutes, do 15 jumping jacks, 10 push-ups, bear walk. We can ask them to perform any exercises like this. So when we feel that, okay, now children are exhausted or sad or they are having mixed emotions, we can ask them to jump up and down or do jumping jacks. And then they can pay attention to their breathing. So when they are feeling anxious or have intense emotions, we can ask them to just play with any play doh, press your toes into the floor, just relax. Wear your favorite things or use your favorite toy, essential oil. They can self-soothe, take a shower or bath, find a soothing object, observe, describe any object in detail, breathe, distract yourself. If you're feeling sadness from any one particular thing, you can distract it and look up about some other things. So these some yoga cards children can create for performing yoga in case there are some children which are physically challenged, they are not able to perform. So for them, we can create these small little creatures and they can perform these exercises with the help of these art forms. So it can use their hand and they can identify what can I hear, what can I smell, what can I feel in this particular moment, what can I see, what can I taste. They can take 1 minute, concentrate and fill their mind with what is happening right now. So all their worries can go away. A to try list. So we can ask them if you are feeling sad or not sad, if someone of your friend is feeling sad, what can be done? You can bend an ear, just listen. Say thanks to those who make a difference. Say hello to someone with whom you might have lost touch. Consider a senior in your life who could use a telephone call. We can talk to anyone, any of a family member, acknowledge and give thanks to the person who stocks the produce at your supermarket. Anyone, you can thank your maid, you can thank your watchman, anyone who you feel helps you, you can thank them. Watch for the people who are doing jobs you might take care for granted. You take many jobs for granted. You can thank your mother, your father, all the family members. Watch for everyone else you might otherwise overlook. Write a note or tweet of appreciation to our healthcare workers or essential service providers. So sometimes these situations arise that children in this age group are very conscious about their bodies, and they say, Mom, I hate my nose. So when children share these insecurities, we should not try to minimize their feelings and be empathetic. Oh, you're feeling like that. Why you're doing that? Just or say, don't feel like that. You always have some or the other problems with some or the other. Don't try to do these things. We just have to explain them that we all have insecurities that we are working on accepting. We can make them aware that they are more than just a nose. So they are much more, they are much more capable. It's not just a nose which they have many beautiful things in them. And their noses are also allowing them to smell, breathe, and that it will take some inner work to embrace being them for who they are. And that's a superstar with a uniqueness. We can just acknowledge what all they can do and what all the beautiful nose can do. And not ignore their feelings. And we can talk to them about these things so that they feel happy about it. And they can share some other things also in future with us. Support map, we can ask them to create a support map. Family who can support me, people at school who can support me, people in my community who supports me, and friends who support me. So we can ask them to create this support map. They can paste the pictures of those people, they can draw them, they can write their names in it, and they can stick it in front of them so that whenever they have any problem, they know that who to look for. So in this age group, we can use yoga games also. And as the children are beginning to gain control of their bodies also. So these games are fun way for kids to learn yoga poses also and to build strength and flexibility. So different kinds of yoga poses are available here. Along with the yoga poses, we can try and develop the feelings also. Like calm down yoga is there. They can use your strength to catch tricky waves, stretch high and spread kindness all around. As you are acting like a tree, you have to be kind like a tree. Try to give them different vocabulary and different words. I'm brave, be brave and fearless. Friendly like a dog, faithful like a dog. I'm wise, wise like an owl. Emotions yoga also, we can ask them to have feelings of gratefulness, care, caring, excited, frustrated, all the feelings. Just perform the pose and give a vent to your feelings. And calm down anger with yoga, because all the poses in which we are just putting our heads down help release our anger. So in whatever poses we're just leaning forward will help in removing that anger and making our mind, because it will bring the flow of breath towards our brains when our heads are down. So these inverted poses or these poses like elephant or jackal poses are here. These poses will help us in feeling relaxed. And similarly, the poses in which we are just stretching up will help increase our confidence, because it will help in balancing. It is helping in balancing our mind. So we can have these yoga body shape cards. We can show them through our smart boards, or we can keep a printout of these cards and we can ask the children to imitate these poses. Yoga dance and freeze. We can play some fun music and the children can dance around. We can stop the music suddenly and shout the name of the yoga pose, or we can shout the name of anything like, okay, become a dog or become a cat. And kids have to freeze in that yoga pose. These sequences also, like while teaching, if we are teaching about spring season, we can ask them to perform some of the things which you see in spring: a rainbow, a flower, a snake, turtle. And this also, while we are asking them how a plant grows, to child pose, plant the seed and then grow into a bud, water and sunshine like a mountain pose, to stand up, and then a flower blooms. This action wheel, they can also perform this. Through this, the vocabulary also develops. If we ask them tiptoe like a Santa, so they can give different variety of vocabularies, also march like a nutcracker, fly like an angel, roll like a Christmas ball. So Christmas themed yoga can also be taken. Let's make shapes. When we are teaching them like mathematics or shapes, they can perform standing line, sleeping line, rectangle, circle, square. While we are teaching them butterfly, life cycle, we can ask them to perform these different stages through yoga poses. Now, in concluding, while concluding, I can just say that how yoga promotes mindfulness, because it helps us in focusing on our breath. When we meditate and relax our mind, body, everything calms down. Acceptance of self and others, visualization through adventures and storytelling, being fully present through concentration on balance, awareness of both physical and emotional self. So while we are performing yoga, we are just concentrating, and our mind and our breath, they're just controlled in our own hands when we are trying to balance. And when we try to balance our body, in the same way, our minds also get balanced. When we just balance our breathing and our body, we just can see the outside things that, okay, now I can do this much. Now my body is this much flexible. But it is much more than that. There are some things which we don't even realize. But when our outer body is relaxed, it's just reflecting what we are getting inside. It's just a reflection. Our outer self is just a reflection of our inner self. So teaching children mindfulness helps them cultivate self-compassion, improves alertness, helps them with understanding thoughts and feelings, balances their energy, encourages creativity. So some coping skills also which we can use with the children. Along with these yoga exercises, we can ask them, we can spend some time with the children and we can talk about their feelings, try and focus on here and now. We can ask them to focus on the present, engage in some deep breathing with the children. And we can just, when the child is experiencing negative thoughts, we can ask them, identify any errors in their thinking, just be a friend and talk to the children. Ask them to perform anything, any hobby which they feel like. Engage in some worry time and learn how to postpone the worries. With the children, we can write down 3 good things which they have achieved in a day, identify some of the child's strengths and how they can use them each week. So we can ask the children in developing themselves in a better way. And through these yoga and these exercises, we can also make them express their different feelings and emotions in a better way. Can identify them and speak about them. You can just realize that it's okay to feel sad, jealous, or hesitant, that it is okay. But if we can talk about it and just work on it, then that can be a better way. And while they're performing these exercises, we can see a change in their behavior, in their attitude also. So if they will perform it slowly and gradually, we'll see the change. The change will not be just today they are doing it, so tomorrow we can see the change. It will be very slow and gradual. But yes, there is a big change and can handle their emotions in a better way, because I'm just telling you with my experience. So that's all. Thank you so much. If you have any queries, you can ask. Okay. So Indu ma'am has a question that if a child is confused about his or her sexual orientation, what should we do? Ma'am, can you please explain it in a better way? Like what a child is confused about?
So, ma'am, you can also unmute yourself and share your question directly. It will be possible. You can just unmute yourself.
The child is not happy in being a girl or a boy. We can ask them to just identify the strengths. Like if a child says she's attracted to a girl, so we can take it in a different way. We can ask them, okay, we are all friends. Okay, you can have friends with everyone around yourself. And we can ask them to just manage their feelings and emotions when they are doing these things. See, we cannot just change a person's, a child's this orientation. We need the help of a psychologist or a counselor for that. But in our own end, we can just ask them. We can just not take it like how you can do that. You should not do that. It's bad, good. No, we cannot label the things, and it is okay. We cannot just disrespect or do anything with the children. We can just ask them that it is okay, that everyone is a friend, and it's okay to be friendly with the same sex also. It's not a taboo anymore. And we can ask them to just manage their feelings and emotions and perform these things so that everything remains in control. We can just do that so that things don't go out of control. If the child can keep a control on their feelings and emotions, and if these things go in detail, then we can ask, take the help of a counselor for that.
Great, ma'am. Thank you. One of the teacher has also asked, like, on the activities which you have shared, can you suggest, like, in what order we can conduct these activities? Like, can we go randomly, or we can plan, or like, and can create a structure for it?
No, we don't need any parents' instructions because they're very light. If the child has any physical issue, any pain or severe injury, then we can avoid them or do them slowly, or we can take the help of parents also. We can ask the parents to take doctor's consent if there isn't any injury or any like surgery, or any serious pain. If the child is having any serious issue, any serious disease, if the child is having, then we can take parents issues or like parents consent for that. Otherwise we can do them. And regarding the just sequence, we can take it according to us. Like in the morning, we can see the energy of the children. If the children are energized and we want to relax them, we want to take them to a relaxing note, we can start breathing. Or if we are taking to a more energizing activity, we can begin with the exercises also in the morning and then take them to the activity. And later we can take them to breathing also. It is not necessary. If we are properly taking a yoga class, a yoga teacher, then we can properly follow the sequence that first we have to take the energizers, and in the end we have to take meditation or breathing. But while we are taking in the class, because in the class we cannot take proper yoga because children are not in a proper outfit also in the class. So proper yoga cannot be taken in the class. So we can just take it according to our needs. We can take some asanas and then take some breathing in between. But if we are designing a proper yoga class, a proper yoga sequence, then first try with some energizers, some breaths also, which are fast breaths like Ujjayi, we have done, kangaroo, that ocean breathing we have done. And then we can take to our asanas, standing poses, sitting poses, different poses we can ask them to do. And then in the end, we can take some light belly breathing or bumblebee breathing, some light breathing. We can take this sequence if we are just planning a proper yoga class for the children. In between, there cannot be any sequence. It's not necessary that after they have done some exercises, they have to do some calm down or meditation also. We can take them to to our activities also.
Thank you, ma'am. Before taking more questions, I'm sharing a live class feedback form. Please do click on this link and share responses here. Nina ma'am said that the breathing exercises increase their concentration and their restlessness can be subsidized.
Right, ma'am. Very right, ma'am.
So one of the teachers also asked, can you suggest the activities for class 8 kids?
For class 8 kids, you can definitely try these activities out. And these activities can definitely help the children. Of course, you can just modify them, increase their like retention and exhalation. You can take these similar breathing exercises. We can just increase the exhale part. If they are doing belly breathing, we can ask them to inhale for 3 counts. They can hold for 6 counts and then exhale for 9 counts. Just increase the time and the difficulty level. The exercises remain more or less the same. They are just the modified versions of the actual asanas. We have modified them for little ones, and slowly and gradually we can increase their frequencies and we can make them better.
So I cannot see more questions. So thank you so much, ma'am, for conducting such a great session, sharing such an informative and essential information for the teachers. I can see teachers has found it really useful and they have shared some kind words given. So thank you so much, teachers. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all your support, energy, and time.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for attending the session and sharing your wonderful feedbacks with us. Thank you so much. Please do join the session on 21st June, and you can wear comfortable clothes and carry a mat, a yoga mat or a dari, anything comfortably, and you can perform it alongside and you can share your queries also.